What's the worst thing you ever did as horny teenager? Rubbed one out while riding a bicycle. I was on a long-distance bike tour in rural Wisconsin. How the fuck? Multitasking at its finest. Used a banana as a dildo. It was wrapped in a condom, but I made the mistake of peeling it first, so it just turned to mush. /raises hand /hot dog, and a cucumber. I used a frozen cucumber on a girl because I thought it'd hold its shape better. It just made her incredibly cold. It's kind of fun to read the comments and then think, is the poster a male or female? I used to jerk off in the living room whenever I felt like it, and to this day I don't know if anyone found out. How the hell? Went off the trail at the Grand Canyon and wanked in the bushes. That's extreme. At least you got a good view. I cut a vagina in my stuffed koala from Build-A-Bear and went to town. Well, those bears are supposed to be customized for you. Found my parents' back massager with an attachment that cupped the head of my cock. Used that sometimes. Mom found out once or twice, and I'll never forget her saying, "I know it feels good, but..." Twice? Once or twice. The guy doesn't even know how many times this incredibly humiliating event happened. Masturbated into an empty fast food soda cup in my female friend's family's living room while having phone sex with my girlfriend on their phone, while my friend was in the other room trying to ignore what I was doing. This is an answer that is laudable in its simple honesty. You know, I thought I was a really horny teenager, but reading these comments makes me feel like a Puritan. Used a can of dry shampoo to masturbate with. Only I used the capped end. The lid came off and got stuck in my vag. Took ages to get it out as the edges of the cap were stuck behind the opening. I bled a little. That sounds funny and awful. However, at the first sentence I was trying to figure out how I could whack it, penis, with dry shampoo. Haha. I was about 17. And I was seeing this guy and we wanted to have sex. We both lived with our parents, so he got a motel room that he paid for using all of his money from a recent cash job he just did. It was the cheapest one we could find and was connected to a truck stop. We had a sex marathon that night. I felt like a prostitute minus the fact I didn't get paid. I cringe every time I drive past that motel. Sounds pretty classy. I was out there fucking in bushes and fields, person face palming. Not me, but I just found out what my nephew did and I couldn't stop laughing. My cousin, female 46, was moving towns and had to stay with my sister for a few days. She went into the shared bathroom to take a shower, and in the shower was a pocket pussy / fleshlight thingy. She told my sister, and my sister was completely embarrassed because the only other person that uses that bathroom is my nephew, 16 years old. My sister threw it away and later confronted my nephew, and their conversation went like this: "Sis, I found your toy in the shower." "Nephew, what did you do with it?" "Sis, I threw that disgusting thing away." "Nephew, that was expensive. You owe me a new one." I died laughing when my cousin told me this story. Can you imagine telling your mom she owes you a new pocket pussy? SMH. Well, she does. Trust me, this is an investment for the whole family. Think of the collateral damage at stake here. I jerked off in the empty apartment under mine when I was 17 and I thought that was risky. Reading these comments I'm like, holy fuck. Pumped a hole in microwaved watermelon. I do not recommend. How the hell did you fit a watermelon in a microwave? Around 16 years old, 16 years ago. I got drunk alone at my parents', and printed off almost 50 pages of close-up vaginas, and plastered them all over the bathroom wall with thumbtacks. After an awesome 360 degrees wank session, I went to my room and passed out drunk before I could dispose of the evidence. My sister walked into the vagina room before I get rid of it. She still jokingly brings that up, over a decade later. As if that was embarrassing enough, soon after my father used the computer for work reasons, and had to use the printer. There was one gigantic vag left in the printer queue. LMFAO, this is the one out of nearly 100 that made me chuckle pretty good. My BF and I scrounged up enough money for an hour at the local no-tell motel. Soon after we realized I locked the keys in the car. We had no money and couldn't call anyone, so we broke a window out. Played dumb the next day when my parents saw my window. Fucked a banana peel wrapped in duct tape. Then I flushed it down the toilet and it actually got stuck. Naturally I was horrified that it would come back up, as my dad was sitting there plunging the toilet trying to figure out why it was blocked up. Thankfully it ended up going through and I never had to explain why a duct-taped banana peel was in the plumbing. I took 2 Ziploc bags and put warm water mixed with lotion in them. Mixed them together in the bags and put them under the mattress right on the edge. Was going to town on it and it felt amazing, until one of the bags burst and got liquidy lotion all over my mattress. I had no idea the damage until years later when I moved out. That spot was moldy and super gross and I had no idea I was sleeping on that for years. I've posted this before but deleted it. But I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, so asking my mom for birth control and or condoms was not an option, so asking to get a dildo was out of the question. So in my infinite wisdom, I improvised and would use the glass banana from this decorative bowl of glass fruit my mom kept on the dining room table. I knew how dangerous it was, but it was a risk I was willing to take. The banana luckily never broke, but it was still shameful to have to sit at the dining room table every night for dinner being reminded of my dirty little secret. I'm cringing just thinking about what would have happened if the glass had broken inside of you. I don't even have a vagina. I take it you've never seen the jar guy. Masturbate 17 times in 24 hours. The last 4 was just your whiner coughing up dust. Dry heaving. My parents like traveling even though we don't have much. We finally went to Washington DC, so we wanted to spend loads of time. I got super horny and I nutted in the Lincoln Memorial bathroom. That's exactly what the founding fathers created America for. It's the ejaculation proclamation. I thought I was home alone. My parents walked in on me and a vacuum cleaner getting acquainted. My dad couldn't stop laughing. My mom was horrified. Later on, it was the most uncomfortable dinner ever. My dad just sat there snickering in between bites of meatloaf, while the only thing my mom said to me the whole time was, "Adam, eat." Soon after that, I got the talk from my father. "Officer Doofy, I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room." My husband and I have been together since high school, and there was a rumor he got his penis stuck in a Gatorade bottle. He had to rip it off and thought he broke his penis. His friends would straight on rag on him. I think he confided in one and they told everyone. I never actually believed it, but a couple of years into marriage and he admits it was true. Edit, he was very adamant I clarify it was Gatorade and not Powerade. Greater than he was very adamant I clarify it was Gatorade and not Powerade. Of course, the man has standards. Not me, but a friend of mine swims up to me and another buddy at swim practice. "Hey guys, have you ever whacked it and your balls hurt after?" "Nah man, you might wanna get that looked at." "Yeah, I didn't think beating it that many times before practice would hurt." How many times?" "Oh, I'd like 20 or 25. "Say, do you guys have calluses on your dick?" I put my phone on vibrate, then put it next to my clit. "Were you expecting a call or just very patient?" There's an app to trigger vibration. I think it's for a camera effect sort of thing. Omegle stripping. Yeah, just wrong watching old men jack it for me. Same. Humped a mattress and ripped my banjo. True story. Edit, physically felt it rip followed by a ton of blood. 1/10 would not recommend. Edit 2, over 2,000 karma for ripping my penis. Jesus Christ on a bicycle. I'm gonna guess you live near the Appalachian Trail. I would always put my clit under the bath water coming from the faucet because of the pressure. This is a pretty common way to tickle the bean. Just wait until you try a jacuzzi jet. Tickle the bean is the best I've heard yet. Orgasmed 10 times with an electric toothbrush in a day. 9/10 dentist recommend. The 10th dentist could not be reached for comment. She was locked in the bathroom. Toothbrush noises could be heard through the door. Used my mother's vibrator. I think she figured out because I couldn't remember in which shelf I found it, so I just buried it in one of them. Pumped all my teddy bears and pillows. Used my electric toothbrush. Used a candle. It started melting a bit cause it's really hot in there, then I put a condom on it. A banana, cucumber, carrot with a condom on. Used this sword I used to have that had a handle that was shaped like a penis. I got caught many times by my mother humping the pillows/teddy bears when I was like 12. There's probably more but nothing else comes to mind. Ah yes, a banana, cucumber, carrot. Fine vegetable.